Assalamu alaikum students, this is Sir Ahmed Hussain from English department of SMB QAPS Public School Higher Secondary section. So my students, we are once again back, and today we are going to discuss a poem that is Little Things. My students, this is the second poem of our textbook, and indeed the previous one, the first one was The Voice of God, and now we are going to discuss this poem which is written by Julia Carney, the poetess whose subject, generally the subject of her poetry is simplicity, and she has written this poem and also in which she has elaborated the importance of little things. Well, the major theme, that's why we can also extract out the major theme of this poem is that anything which is having and nothing is unimportant, because everything is having some sort of importance in life. That's why she has given some examples of sand and also the water, and drops of water and the particles of sand, by arguing to validate her argument, or giving some examples of these two things, so that she can explain their importance. And moreover, she has also explained the importance of little deeds and also the words of love, which are generally considered as not more considered having no much importance, but these deeds and these things have long lasting positive consequences in a life. And also that's why she has clarified it, and she has also elaborated the consequence of these deeds, that our world will surely become a garden of the paradise, and it can literally and indeed it can change into the garden of the paradise from an ordinary place. So that was all about the overall theme and the central idea of this poem, Little Things by Julia Carney. And now let's move towards the text and the lines of the poem. She says, little drops of water, little grains of sand. So, as I right now mentioned, that she has elaborated the importance of little things in life, and that's why she has quoted two examples. One is water and other is sand. According to the poetess, that little drops of water and the little grains of sand make the mighty oceans. So here in this line she has connected this first line with the third one. In this stanza, she has connected the first line with the third line, in which she tries to explain that little drops of water make the mighty oceans. So here, mighty ocean. So here she is trying to explain that what are the consequences of accumulating little drops of water. Generally, we can perceive some droplets of waters whenever they are evaporated in little time, after little time, but they are having no importance in according to us. Whenever there are little drops of water anywhere, they cannot change make any sort of changes. But whenever they are accumulated, but indeed she is trying to give an example to prove, to validate her argument that if the drops of water accumulated and at certain time they can change into the pond, then to the river, and then ultimately to the mighty ocean. And you can also observe the intensity, the strength of the mighty ocean that can be, and that is the part, that is the final consequence, but that its part is the drop. That is the final result, outcome, and its part is the drop, and the drop of water. And furthermore, and the pleasant land. Here once again she connects this line with the last line of this first stanza, that little grains of sand and the pleasant land. So here little grains of sand, obviously in the first example little drops of water were having no importance. In the same way, in the same fashion, little grains of sand, whenever there is some sort of air blows anywhere, then simultaneously little grains of sand are also blown everywhere, and these are having no importance, and they are lacking in any sort of weightage. But whenever these are accumulated and they become the part of some sort of a mighty land and the pleasant land, that ultimately it will be the result and outcome of that little grains. So as I earlier mentioned, that the major thing, that is the fertile lands, that are the where there are mighty buildings, there are mighty mountains and so on, and everything that is shown on the earth, and its a minute particle is the grain through by which this result comes. So ultimately the Julia Carney has elaborated and given these two examples of water and sand, and finally she has elaborated that the outcome of these two little things is in front of us in these two subsequent lines. Furthermore, she says, little deeds of kindness and so here little deeds of kindness and little words of love. So once again she has given two examples. Once again, these were uncountable things, but there are some abstract nouns are mentioned here, the kindness and the love. And obviously little deeds of kindness. So for instance, if we do some sympathy with anybody, and we just show some sort of love to somebody, these are physically the things of having less importance, but ultimately what is the outcome of that? Outcome is that make our world the Eden. Make our world the Eden, and for Eden here is means the garden. The garden, and which sort of garden? Either it lies on the land, on the earth, or the heaven. She has elaborated like the heaven above. Here. Once again, little deeds of kindness and little words of love. So according to the poetess, these two little things, these two acts and the deeds of kindness and the words of love, through which we can show our sympathy, we can show our affection towards others, and ultimately the moral values that are going to be inculcated in the society. And ultimately, what will be the result? What will be the consequence? That our world will become an Eden, like the heaven above. Obviously, no doubt. this is an ordinary place as compared to the heaven. But we can also make this ordinary place like the heaven above in the sky, where the ideal world, where everywhere is the sense of responsibility, sense of love, sense of respect. We can surely make this world with having some sort of characteristics, and this can only be done by these two elements, these two deeds, like the deeds of kindness and the words of love. So my students, that was all about a poem in these two stanzas, the first one and the second one, in which the importance of little things has been mentioned by poetess Julia Carney. Hope you have comprehend this poem, and wish you best of luck. Thank you so much.